All right, it's the NFL Divisional round. We went 4-0 last week in the wild card weekend. 9 straight plays have hit for me in the NFL. And I just think the more information and the more data I have, the more confident I get in my plays. I think we're going to go 2-0. I have 2 top plays. The first top play I dropped already on my Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to follow me over there. And the first official play for 2 units will be the Jacksonville Jaguars +9. As you can see, you can get it at +9.5 now. But Jacksonville plus the 9 is the official play. And a lot of things going on here. I just think that Jacksonville, ever since their bye, they've basically been in do or die situations. Since the bye week, they are 6-1. They've beaten real good teams like the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar. They beat the Cowboys. They beat the Chargers twice. I mean, this team is just playing really good football, and Doug Peterson has his pulse on his guys right now. Trevor Lawrence, he's just super confident. He's super cool, laid back guy. I don't think the pressure is going to get to him. This team could fall behind big time in this game, and they could still come back and get the backdoor cover. I think the Chiefs are going to play this safe coming off of the bye week, maybe being a little rusty. Andy Reid, he's been in these scenarios before. He knows, hey, I'm going to dial Mahomes back. We're going to hit the screen. We're going to hit the screen passes. We're going to hit, the running back in the flat. We're just going to play it safe. We're not going to turn the ball over. We're just going to move it upfield conventionally, do the smart thing and come out of this game with a 3-point, 6-point, 7-point win. I think Kansas City wins this game. I'm not saying Jacksonville is going to win this game. I wouldn't advise putting Jacksonville on the money line. I'm not saying anything like that. I do think that we're going to see Kansas City and Buffalo in the AFC Championship round. But I just think Jacksonville is going to cover this spread. Jacksonville at +9. We know that Mahomes doesn't cover the big spreads. Kansas City, historically, they're not a great cover team at home, or they're not great covering the big numbers. So Jacksonville, just with Peterson going for it on 4th down as much as he does, I think it just opens up a lot of variance where we're taking a team that can just cover this number in so many different ways. So I'm going to ride with the hot hand. I'm going to take the underdog here to make this game a lot more interesting than most people are expecting. And with a total this high at 52.5, I just think that's pointing towards Jacksonville being able to score some points. I know Kansas City has a better defense than we give them credit for, but I think Jacksonville is going to be able to score here. They got something up their sleeve. Trevor Lawrence, I'm a lot higher on Trevor Lawrence than most people. I think he's the guy. I think he's up there right now. He's not in that top tier with the Mahomes and the Burrows and them, but he's in that next tier. And I mean, just look at what they've been doing lately. So I like Jacksonville a lot. It's a 2-unit play. Jacksonville Jaguars +9 for 2 units. Next game, we got the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants are getting 7.5 points. I'm not going to waste your time with this game. I just think that we don't really know how to handicap the Philadelphia Eagles right now because of Jalen Hurts and Lane Johnson. If you tell me Jalen Hurts and Lane Johnson are at 100% and they're just going to be balling, they're going to do what they normally do, the Eagles should handle the Giants relatively easy. We took the Giants back in Week 14 and we got smoked. The Giants lost that game by 20. They got blown out. They got blown off the field. But I just think that if Hurts and Lane are healthy, the same thing should happen again. If those guys are banged up, then the Giants coming in with this many points and just confidence on an all-time high. And we took the Giants last week, and Brian Dable, he's just a great coach. He's probably Coach of the Year. I would vote him for Coach of the Year. So this is a tough game. I think that you're just kind of guessing if you pick a side on this game because you don't really know the health of arguably the 2 most important guys on the team. But if you tell me that those guys are healthy, and I'm assuming they're healthy enough to go for it, if those guys are healthy enough, my lean would be the Eagles minus the 7.5. I know that's not really a popular pick. I know everybody's going to be on the Giants, but I just think the Eagles match up real well, and they should be able to exploit this Giants defense, but also the Philadelphia offense should be able to get a lot more going than Kirk Cousins was able to last week. So the lean would be Eagles minus the 7.5. Moving on to Sunday's games, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills. The Bengals are +5.5 right now, and I know a lot of people are thinking, hey, we got to take the Bengals because they're getting this many points. My lean would be Buffalo. I think Cincinnati's O-line is just completely decimated. I think Cincinnati's offense isn't as good as it's cracked up to be. I think Buffalo is just coming off of that bad game against the Dolphins where they really were just playing with their food a little too much, Buffalo has shown me that when they play against elite competition, that's when they step up and that's when they're a little bit more focused. Josh Allen, he makes less mistakes when he's playing against the elite teams. He plays it a little more careful. He's a little more dialed in. He gets careless with the football against these weak teams. He starts doing a little too much. But against a team like Cincinnati, he's going to come with his A game. Now at 5.5, it is a little bit too much for me just because Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow. He has a little bit of that Tom Brady-esque type of vibe to him where he's just cool and he's just gonna play it smart, and he's gonna take the sack, and he's gonna hit the check down, and he's gonna throw the football away, and he's just gonna play it real smart and close to the vest. And he's basically going to try to win this game with his defense. If you remember when Cincinnati played against the Titans last year, and a lot of the Bengals games last year, they were winning those games with defense. They were winning those games with just, hey, we're going to play this close to the vest. We're going to keep it low scoring. Our quarterback's not going to make any mistakes. Your quarterback is eventually going to make mistakes. And when your quarterback does make mistakes, we'll capitalize on it and we'll win the game that way. And people don't really realize, because of Chase and Burrow, they think explosiveness. But really, Cincinnati at their core, they kind of just outsmart you and they outplay you in the long game. Like, I don't have the turnover numbers in front of me, but I'm sure Cincinnati generates a lot more turnovers than they turn the ball over. This is just a smart unit. And with Joe Burrow just being Joe Cool, I don't feel comfortable laying 5.5 with Buffalo. But Buffalo is going to win this game. It's just a matter of how much. Really, really a toss-up game. The numbers guys, if you're a numbers guy, you're going to say take Buffalo. If you're a narrative guy, you might say take Cincinnati because of Joe Burrow. But I really got nothing here. I guess the lean would be Buffalo because I do think that they're going to win the game. But maybe Buffalo wins and Cincinnati keeps it within like 4. Maybe with this total, you see a 28-24, 24-20 type of game. That's kind of how I feel right now. Last game up, we got Sunday Night Football. The Dallas Cowboys at the San Francisco 49ers. The Cowboys are getting 4 points. And this will be the second official play of the weekend. It is a 1-unit play. I like Dallas getting the 4 points. I just think right now Dallas is locked in. I think they're going to the Super Bowl. Call me crazy, but I've been saying that since before the postseason started. I like their defense a lot. Their defense generates turnovers. Their defense puts pressure on the quarterback. They have playmakers in the secondary who sometimes they get smoked, sometimes they get burnt, but they're going to make a play on the ball eventually. Micah Parsons, I won't be surprised to see Micah Parsons if he ends up playing linebacker in this game and he's just spying on Purdy when Purdy rolls out, or if he's just stopping the running backs like McCaffrey and Debo and these guys when they find these holes. I won't be surprised if Parsons comes in and just closes it up. I think that Dallas has a lot of versatility on the defensive side of the football. And on the offensive side, I think Dak is a better quarterback than Purdy. I think Dak, he makes mistakes, but one thing about the Cowboys, they get hot. Like, if you watch the Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Bucks, they were shaky the first couple of drives, but then Dak caught a rhythm, and then Dak got hot, and they just started rolling them. They were up like, 18-0, 24-0 to start the game, something like that. So when Dak gets rolling, he gets rolling. And even against the Eagles in the game at Jerry World, at one point, Dak was they showed a stat where he was 21 for 21 against the zone to start the game. It was incredible. 21 straight passes completed against the zone. He starts dialing it up and gets locked in at some point in the game. And I think that's going to be just enough offense to get the Cowboys over the hump against the Niners, because I don't think this Niners team has really played anybody that special. Okay, you beat the Rams twice this year. You beat the Seahawks 3 times this year. The Cardinals suck. You were able to beat them. Who did you play? You played a banged-up Chargers team. You gave up 30-plus points to Stidham and the Raiders after they benched Carr. I think this team, the numbers kind of over-exaggerate just how good they are because they haven't been playing great competition. And I just think Dallas is a little bit more battle-tested. Dallas is coming in with a little bit more edge and a little bit more fervor. And they're just, they're just a little bit more, competitive. And they just have that spirit right now. And they know how to bounce back. I don't know what Purdy looks like when he gets punched. I don't know if when he gets punched, if he gets back up and is just dealing. But I know Dak can throw 2 interceptions in the first quarter or in the first half and then just deal it in the second half. Like, we've seen the Cowboys do this all year long. This team has a lot of firepower. I think this is the toughest assignment that Shanahan and this Niners unit have had all year. I think the Cowboys win this game outright. I will be sprinkling some on the money line. I would put some money on this money line. I advise you guys at plus 164. It is worth it. But Cowboys plus the 4 is a play, and it feels like a lock, honestly. I think the Niners and the public is just a little bit too heavy on the Niners, and I wish I could back the Niners because I do like this team. From top to bottom, I am pretty big on this team. I am the biggest Shanahan guy, but laying 4 points, Shanahan as a favorite, you really don't want to do this. Give me the Cowboys plus the 4. Cowboys win outright. So the 2 top plays of the week, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 9 for 2 units and the Dallas Cowboys plus 4 for 1 unit. I lean Eagles, and I guess I would lean Bills to win, Bengals to cover. I know that's a cop-out. I'm being a little scared on that one. But those are the plays for this week. Let's keep winning, guys. Like I said, 9 straight games in the NFL. I'm heating up in the NBA also. I think I'm catching my rhythm right now. The more data I have, the NBA is more than halfway through the season now. The NFL, we're into the playoffs. I'm just starting to get a real good idea of how these teams all work and how they function. And I think I could capitalize on it now. So let's get a 2-0 weekend. Good luck to everybody betting this weekend. Let's cash. Thank you as always for watching the videos. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.